Another chilling CCTV footage of explosion at one of Sri Lanka's hotels has surfaced. CCTV footage shows the moment when bomb went off at Kingsbury Hotel last week. The doors and windows of the hotel entrance can be seen getting shattered from the impact. A time-lapse video shows people exiting the hotel in large numbers. The alleged bomber can also be seen in the video, who checks into the hotel and can later be seen exiting the hotel as well. A week after the deadly Easter Sunday bombings, hundreds of Sri Lankans participated in candlelight vigils across Colombo. Amid heavy security imposed across the country, a vigil was also held outside St. Anthony's Shrine in Colombo at 8:45 a.m., the moment the bomber struck the church, killing dozens of worshippers. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez looks set to regain power after his party overcame a historic challenge by right-wing nationalist elections. Spanish Socialist Workers Party, or PSOE, won the country's general elections with 123 seats. Speaking to supporters in Madrid, Sanchez said, and I quote here, "The future has won." Sanchez announced that he would soon open talks with other political parties to form a coalition. The party won about 30% of the total seats. The result was portrayed as a morale booster for the European Union. Now, PSOE is a historical centre-right rival. The People's Party has won 66 seats. Citizens won 57 seats, while Vox made historic gains with 24 seats. About 100 migrants hoping to reach the U.S. boarded a freight train in southern Mexico this weekend. Men, women and children from various countries boarded the slow train as it pulled out of the town in Mexico's southern state of Oaxaca. They were headed for the state of Veracruz. Migration authorities said at least 100 people had boarded the train and some 400 stayed behind, waiting to board more trains. The mass boarding of the train followed a mass breakout of migrants from a holding center in the southern border city of Chiapas. The leaders of Canada and Japan touted the benefits of the comprehensive and progressive agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. The two countries said that the Pacific Trade Partnership should serve as a model for future agreements. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said exports of some beef products from Canada to Japan had increased nearly threefold under the deal. Trudeau said that the deal has benefited Canadian citizens and the Japanese citizens tremendously. A landmark 11-country trade deal is a revamped version of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Washington pulled out of the talks on the initial TPP in 2017. Scandinavian Airlines has cancelled more than 1,200 flights for Monday and Tuesday. This as a pilot strike against the airlines intensifies. Travellers are bearing the brunt. The strike has already affected tens of thousands of passengers by now. The pilots of Scandinavian Airlines went on strike on Friday after the failed wage hike negotiations. The pilots are also demanding predictable and transparent working hours. Four days after Cyclone Ken Mozambique continues to be battered by incessant rain and heavy flooding. The country's northern coastal areas remain the most affected. Several villages in the Cabo Delgado area have been wiped out by the flooding. A total of 5 people have died so far after the cyclone arrived late on Thursday with the force of a Category 4 hurricane. Thousands of people are being urged to move to higher ground as more torrential rain threatens widespread flooding. Hundreds of refugees and migrants have been moved from a detention center in Tripoli after it got caught up in violence linked to an offensive led by Field Marshal Khalifa Haftar take the capital. The UN says that the UN Refugee Agency has transferred 328 refugees and migrants from a detention center in Tripoli to other safe locations. Libya has also plunged into chaos ever since rebel strongman Khalifa Haftar's forces launched an offensive to take over Tripoli on April 4th. So far, 270 people have been killed in clashes and over 1,000 injured. Thailand is preparing for the coronation of King Maha Vajiralongkorn. It is the first coronation in Thailand in nearly 7 decades. The 66-year-old, has become the constitutional monarch after the death of his father in October 2016. After 70 years on the throne, the military-run government has set aside $31 million for the coronation ceremonies that will take place from the 4th to 6th of May. Police in Cyprus continue to investigate a suspected case of serial killer who is believed to have killed at least 7 female victims. Human remains of the latest female victim were discovered at the bottom of a lake in Mitsiro, a village in Cyprus. According to police, the crimes have gone on undetected for 3 years now. The bodies of 3 other victims have also been found in recent days. Tens of thousands of people marched on Hong Kong's parliament to demand a scrapping of proposed extradition rules. The new proposal would allow people to be sent to mainland China for trial, a move feared to put the city's core freedoms at risk. Protesters fear further erosion of rights and legal protections guaranteed under the city's handover from British colonial rule to Chinese sovereignty in 1997. Police said 28,800 people marched at the peak of the procession, but organizers put the estimate at 130,000 people. Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has said that her party's policy was no Brexit. Sturgeon said that she would not back proposals from either the Conservative or Labour parties which took the UK out of the European Union. Sturgeon said that Scotland's ambitions could be best realised inside the EU and urged those who agreed with her to vote for the SNP in next month's European elections. Speaking at Edinburgh, Sturgeon said that the city would soon be the capital of an independent Scotland. She pledged her party would campaign strongly on economics of independence and planned to introduce legislation for a second referendum in May. U.S. Special Envoy for Peace in Afghanistan, Zalmay Khalilzad, has said that the possibility of a peace agreement with the Taliban hinges on the declaration of a permanent ceasefire and a commitment to end the ongoing war. Khalilzad arrived in Kabul to meet the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani as part of his multi-country tour ahead of his meeting with the Taliban in Qatar. In India, voting is underway in the 4th phase of elections today. 71 constituencies across 8 states are going to polls this phase of Lok Sabha election. Polling will be held in 17 seats in Maharashtra, 13 in Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, each 8 in West Bengal, 6 in Madhya Pradesh and Odisha, each 5 seats in Bihar and 3 in Jharkhand. 79 lakh voters are eligible to cast their ballots in the 4th phase, and a fate of 961 candidates will be decided via this phase. India's coastal state of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh are bracing for a massive cyclone. According to the Met Department, Cyclone Fani is in fact inching closer to the coastal parts of southern India and is likely to intensify into a severe cyclonic storm over the next 24 hours. Fishermen have been advised not to venture into the sea. Meanwhile, the Met Department predicted light to moderate rain in many places, with heavy rains in parts of Kerala on Monday and Tuesday. Parts of eastern Canada is staring at heavy flooding as rains continue to further engorge the swollen Ottawa River. Montreal City Mayor said that the situation was stable but urged residents to remain on alert as variable weather conditions could cause further flooding. Spring flooding has already impacted nearly 5,500 homes in Quebec, with more than 1,000 people evacuated. A grand gala performance was held at the opening of the Beijing International Horticultural Exhibition in the country's northwestern Yanqing district. Chinese President Xi Jinping delivered a keynote speech at the opening ceremony. The exhibitors will display their latest achievements in floriculture in the 503-hectare expo site. A theme this year is Live Green, Live Better. The exhibition has attracted 110 countries and international organizations as well. The expo is 162 days long and is expected to see some 16 million visitors. Thousands of runners at the London Marathon were given drinks in an edible seaweed capsule, which is a sustainable alternative to plastic bottles. The edible seaweed capsules are called ohos, and they can be either be eaten or drunk. The trial of the capsules comes amid growing concern about the amount of plastic waste generated by discarded plastic bottles at mass participation events like city marathons. Oho is a tasteless and biodegradable membrane made from seaweed. It can be used to contain water and other liquids in a small bubble.